All right, today with me I have CR from thatguywiththeglasses.com, and he does reviews of TV shows, toys, and comics from the 90s, as well as comments on shows of today, and in this case, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Your first question is,
hmm
how did you get started with your artwork?
I got started with my artwork in, I would have to say, my sophomore year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was just a hobby back then, but as I as I was getting older and my interest in cartoons and just artwork, it wasn't fading. Uh, because I was still interested in Saturday morning cartoons. I was still interested in animated motion pictures and such. Um, and because just it's high school, it's
Yeah.
that awkward time to kind of step up and choose what you're going to do in life. And I figured I might as well try to turn what I love into a career because I knew I was never going to outgrow it, at
Yeah.
least anytime soon. So I figured, instead of just being just a fan or just a kind of weekend artist, which was what I was at the time, I would really try and pursue it. And from that point, I just, really started taking things serious. I started taking certain art classes, just very basic stuff, but also I would teach myself how to draw by imitating other artists. And a big thing that really helped me, and I suggest everyone who wants to follow a career in art, I suggest you collect like how to draw books or illustration books because that really did help me. And I have a substantial collection of that I use as reference. So yeah, that's how I got started. Basically, it was put up or shut up when when it came down to it.
Next question then. How'd you get wrapped up in the brony phenomenon?
Um, I knew about My Little Pony, and I said this on another podcast way before the show was even in production because I was watching a Lauren Faust's DA account.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I said, I knew she had worked on shows like Powerpuff Girls and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and she also has a lot of fine artwork herself. And also, she was posting what was it? Galaxy Girls, Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of got on. I knew about it all before it happened because she would post artwork and tell people that she was working on the new My Little Pony. And was saying, good for her. I didn't know it was gonna turn out as such a great show as it did. Um, in fact, I think I started watching, or at least I checked out an episode on the Hub's website about. Let's see, it was what episode was the one that introduced Sakura?
Um,
Was that number 9?
I don't know them by number. I know them by episode title. Oh
Well, that was
gosh.
Bridal
Yeah,
Gossip.
Bridal Gossip. Yeah.
Okay, I think that was either like 8 episodes in or 9 episodes in.
Yeah.
So I kind of showed up a little late in terms of it actually premiering and watching. So I watched that first episode and it was really good. My logic was I just saw the best episode in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was so good. You had Pinkie Pie singing and innuendo created by Twilight's droopy horn and,
Yeah.
and such. And
Yeah.
Spike was talking to the camera, and just the hilarious moment with Fluttershy.
Yeah. Going from that soft spoken to such a deep masculine voice, it's such a
Yeah.
switch. Yeah.
So I figured I watched the best episode in the series, but then I started watching all the other ones, and it just turned out to be just a really good show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I got involved. I basically heard about it and was looking for it beforehand.
That's actually kind of, yeah. I'm sort of the same way. I was a huge fan of Powerpuff Girls. I mean, just huge. And for a while, I totally ignored MLP just because everyone's looking at it at title alone, and just saying, oh, it's just another girly show, until I finally broke down and decided to watch it. And yep, like everyone else, you're just hooked on it and you can't let go.
Well, like I said in one of my earlier videos, you can't help but have those feelings because of the series track record.
Yeah, exactly.
You go from that first series, which, like I said, the thing I remember about that series is the villains.
Hmm.
The villains were good, and then you go to the more female, stereotypical oriented show of the girls trying to, like I said, they were trying to show that there's different ways to be a girl, but everything ended up about getting a new dress or trying to impress the boy and so on. Then it goes even dumber to the whole series just dissolved rapidly after the 80s. So you can't help but have those feelings of, well, this can't be good.
Yeah. Next question then. How do you come up with your ideas for your vlogs?
Familiar faces.
Yeah, from your faces.
Well, the first idea for the whole thing is I was watching Doug and the Nostalgia Critic and the Angry Video Game Nerd and all these other people doing vlogs.
Mm-hmm.
And they would talk about these topics that I loved too, but they were sort of leaving out not big chunks, but what I think were interesting things to talk about. Like I said, it's no secret that my first episode came from was Janine from Ghostbusters, and that came out of the fact that no other reviewer was bringing her up, despite the fact that she had a lot of interesting episodes and added to the dynamic of the show. So basically, when I get my ideas, I try to look for just a character that I think is worth talking about. Sometimes I think of these and hold on to them for a while. I have a list, and sometimes I think of this right off the bat, like I'll see something, and then instantly know I need to talk about that. That's what happened with the My Little Pony episodes, because I was very interested in why people weren't at least giving it a shot. I mean, I know why they weren't giving it a shot, but I felt there needed to be something to kind of push them towards that, to say, hey, it's a little more than what it seems.